position. He never sought for a position. Always he said, try to balance. Always he want to restore dharma. So the Gita is coming from such a man, such a Lord. We all go down to, and such a divine being. And he's a great consensus builder. Irrespective of all the opposites, people of different who would be fighting with each other, he could bring consensus. I take a lot of strength from Lord Krishna. Maybe I don't know a great Sanskrit, I don't know the slokas of Sanskrit, but I know the essence of Gita. Do your duty, don't expect any results. Just do your duty, keep on going. That's why whether I lose, I win, I don't care. I keep going, I keep doing that. I took that spirit from Krishna. So like me in everyday life, all of us face our own many Kurukshetras. We face situations which test our integrity. There are decisions that test our courage. There are pressures to compromise, to choose what is popular or what is right. In those moments of solitude, the Gita guides us. It reminds us that we are not the doer, we are not the kartas. We are merely an instrument, nimitta matru. The Gita has taught me nishkama karma. To do my duty as an individual, as a minister, it could be anywhere, in whatever role I serve. To do it fiercely, completely and honestly, without worrying about whether it will get me results, votes in the next election or not, I don't care. If I do good, I lose. If I do good, let the results speak. Whether it is good, bad, I don't care. So if I stand by truth, and I stand alone, so be it. Because the Gita teaches that victory is where dharma is, yato dharmastha jana. Today we see a world where Sanatana Dharma is often targeted. And we had seen it in Tamil Nadu also. We see ridicule disguised as freedom of speech. But let me tell you, from this holy platform of Madhvacharya, silence is no longer an option. Acharya Madhva, the proponent of Dvaita philosophy, was not just a saint, he was a revolutionary thinker. He proved that devotion requires strength. Look at the idol of Lord Krishna here. He holds the churning rod in one hand and the rope in the other. It signifies that to get the butter, which is metaphorically known as wisdom, you must churn the ocean of life, you must face the struggle. Today, majority of the population in Bharat are youth. I also see many youngsters in this crowd. I give a call to all the youth, especially Gen Z, and to all my young brothers and sisters. Do not treat the Bhagavad Gita as a book to be kept in the puja room and wrapped in a red cloth. Read it if you are depressed. Gita is your counselor. If you are confused, Gita will become your mentor. If you are a leader, Gita is your moral compass. When the thinkers and devotees from the different countries sit together in this dharmic atmosphere, they embody the ancient Indian vision of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is the heart of Bharat's global outreach today. This is not a mere religious contribution, this is a civilizational contribution by Puttige Math. For centuries, it is this very civilizational strength that has guided and protected our nation. This Karma Bhumi has endured invasions, turmoil, and countless challenges, not because of weapons or wealth, but because of our scriptures, our traditions, our saints, and our sacred institutions that kept Dharma alive and unbroken. Our sages encapsulated that strength in these words, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. That principle that when we protect Dharma, Dharma will protect us.